The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, three friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello. Welcome to the library.
Is there more to that? Hello.
Where we usually talk about Halo lore. We're doing it today. Just Connor's not here. We killed him.
He's gone.
It's gone. Sorry.
We'll bring him back next week, though.
Hopefully he doesn't die after this episode comes out, because we are gonna get we are gonna get.
We would have to reshoot this entire episode, and any audio would have to be deleted.
I mean, I can do that. There is okay. So here's the thing. There have been.
So then that's obstruction of justice.
That's true. There have been some dedicated.
It's only
listeners
obstruction
that
of
have heard
justice
some.
if we had anything to do with it.
There's probably some dedicated listeners who have heard you guys swear without a censorship, and they're probably super proud of themselves.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So,
Cult of James, rise up.
you have one. It's kind of freaky.
I love it.
I'm just a cryptid to everyone in the Discord. I'm like, oh my god! Every time I say something,
I always
once
get a good hearty. Our Lord has returned, and it makes me.
They're just
It
like,
feeds my ego. It's very small, so it kind of needs it.
They're
so
just
keep
like,
it up.
they're just like, oh my god, he's alive, or he's a real person. Like,
Yeah.
I literally just say one thing a week, and they're just like, oh my god, it's him. He's alive.
Well, in comparison, it's like there's me, the guy who's horribly active.
They're
tired of you.
Oh, okay.
L plus ratio.
L plus ratio.
Also, we decided from our escapades with the cookbook, we made ourselves the Comets, those drinks that we had talked about last week that were pretty, they looked delicious.
In practice, though.
Yeah, not,
See, they have Sambuca in it, and Sambuca tastes like licorice and bullshit.
Licorice and cough syrup.
I bartended. I made the drinks. I tasted both before I decided which one I wanted, and then I decided I'm just going to make my own drink that's kind of like the one in the recipe.
although I'm not going to lie, the more that I drink it, the more that I'm actually like,
Mine is
getting
gone.
used to it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
I think next time it'll be the what was it called, the Wotha or something?
Wotha.
It looked weird. It was like a really, really interesting dark purple
You could
drink.
do a mint julep.
That is in there.
All I need is
Mint
one
julep?
more drink.
Mint julep.
This sounds festive. It's festive. It's Christmas.
So
Charisma.
other things to take care of before we get started on the show. First of all, I was on a Halo game show.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me what happened and tell me how it was bullshit.
I won, but I lost. But I won.
No, you in the audience may be asking, how the that makes sense?
Well, person in the audience, I'll answer. So, first of all, I had a great time. All of the other people that were on with me were fantastic. We had great banter in behind the scenes, and the show is clearly well practiced. They knew exactly what they were doing with how they organized it. It was a very smooth experience. Now, this is just me trying to give constructive criticism. This isn't me being like, I hated my experience or anything.
Look how bitter he is.
It's okay. So I won the quiz. Like I was at number 1 at the end of the game. But then there's awards for getting in. What was it? Like you get award for second place.
If you quote unquote got the most questions right but weren't in first place, as in you were in second place,
Yeah.
you got 2,000 extra points.
Which I suppose wouldn't have been a huge deal if I had done better, but
Now, shout out to Mr. Second Place. You seemed like you were a chill guy.
all three of them were really chill, yeah. Or
Yeah.
2. I'm the third guy. Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know. It was just interesting there. I got pushed down to third. I was in first and then I was in third. I suppose it didn't really matter too much because there were 6 winners. So it didn't really matter that much. This is more just like I suppose it's really fun for, you don't expect this person to win. Whoa, they won. They're going on to the next round. It's like Survivor. But hey, I'm going to be on the next show coming up this Sunday, so that's cool. Entertaining and all of that. At least I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there on Sunday. I'm proud of myself, okay? And the server should be as well. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the night before, just yesterday, they had spent a good hour or so asking me out-of-pocket questions about Halo to get me ready for today.
And what are these out-of-pocket questions?
Dude, they were ridiculous. I'm not going to try to scroll back up to find them all. I just know that some of them were like... One of them tripped me up. They were like, who was the person who was second in command in Blue Team back when Blue Team had first formed? And I stupidly said Fred. It was Samuel. Samuel was in second. Yes, James?
Speaking of the real quiz, what kind of questions are ones like, who won third place 3 years ago at HCS in Kansas City?
I don't know what that was about.
That's dumb. That's really dumb.
It was there was a lot of categories, and it was randomized, so it was kind of all over the place. But even the questions that are based on how much you know the franchise were a little wild. Such
how
as,
in the blue hell, man? Like, there's no way I'd be taking a shot in the dark. Like, I would. There's no way.
The
Absolutely
one that
no way I'd know
that really like bugged me was the how many live action trailers, teasers, or videos have been made.
Oh my god!
And I know that none of those answers were correct because you would have to include pretty much everything that they did for their YouTube channel as well. And there's a lot of stuff on the YouTube channel.
What was their correct answer?
I don't remember.
It was like 14, 16, something like that.
I don't know. I just know
low teens.
I just know I got it wrong. But it was an interesting experience.
I will say the guy who was in real second place, he did pass you like near the end for a second, and I was like, oh, he's selling.
Nope. See, you want to know what happened there? What happened there was I was too quick. The question was simply basically it was describing what a plasma pistol was. It was I'm a weapon that can charge up. I'm the only weapon that can charge up. It's not correct. Spartan laser. Are we really like? Are we really? I
was gonna say that's not.
We doing that right now? Anyway, so I'm the only one that can charge up. I shoot green bolts. I'm like, okay, so your plasma pistol, plasma rifle. Hell yeah, that's what I meant to click.
The magic of Kahoot.
Huh?
Yeah, so that's why I got.
The amount of Kahoots I've lost because I rush and hit the wrong button.
Yeah, yeah. There was funny story. You guys will laugh at this.
I will laugh.
There was when I got my before I worked where I currently work, my previous job, when I was in training, the last half hour of the day, they just did random Kahoots, and we were just like, we would go in the training room. They were like, well, which ones do you guys want to do? We just did like U.S. history, and it wasn't intentional, obviously. But the question was, who was the first president of the United States? Barack Obama, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and John F. Kennedy. I accidentally hit John F. Kennedy.
Oh my gosh!
My manager didn't even acknowledge. Everyone picked, there was like 10 people who picked George Washington at the bottom. It was just like JFK, just the one. And he's like, "Good job, guys," and just clicked off. I'm like, luckily, like he didn't like make anyone fess up because I'm muted and I clicked it by accident. I'm like, no.
Come on, man. You played AC3. You know who the first president was.
No.
Oh.
It was definitely JFK.
Jonathan,
Fonathan, Conathan.
I don't know why I
That was
laughed
the
so hard
worst
at that.
thing. Yeah, you both are laughing at that way too hard.
I'm going to make a coffee.
These comets. You're making a coffee now?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It sobers you up a little bit, so if that tells you anything, he might need it.
I mean, he might.
I just wanted the coffee.
To be fair, these comets are actually pretty booze heavy.
Hey, my lightweightness should be a good sign.
Yeah, I'm sure that the microphones heard that one. He said, I'm sure my lightweightness is a good sign. It is a good sign, James.
I'm not an alcoholic like you, Michael.
What, Michael, don't leave me here. So before we get on to the topic, because we're already nearing the end of our intro time, just some of the usual checklist items to cover. Our Patreon has blown up It's great. It's fantastic. Love having all the support. It's actually a good time to be a patron because we just added physical merch items to the lineup. You got stickers, you got mugs, and you got a nice long sleeve T-shirt that's exclusive to Patreon. Not going to go anywhere else, even as we're working on an actual store. That probably will not go up for a while because we need a bigger audience for that to actually like be worth it. I think probably
We'll get there.
But the shirts are still being worked on. We still have our artists working on our shirts. My artist has gone MIA slightly. That's unfortunate, but
They don't know who our artists are, do they?
I don't think so. No.
Let's wait till this is a real thing that is done and happening
Right.
before we announce or say anything.
No, for sure. I think realistically, I think my artist is the only one people are like, oh, holy like that's it. Your guys' artist, respectfully.
I mean, my artist, if you hear what she does for
There's your hint. It's a she.
Yeah, for her career, then you can be like, holy but yeah, not to the same, immediate eureka moment.
As far as mine, if I were to like name drop mine, everyone would be like, oh, that's why. Like, if we do like, as far as like, if like who gets the most shirt sales, I feel like who's doing mine might just be a driving factor just because of the name. And I'm not going to say now, but like eventually they will find out. But I honestly think that might have a lot to do with it.
Yes. So if you want to support us on the Patreon, those things are all going to be there for you. And it's always a benefit to be able to fund the show without having to pour into our own pockets. If you want to join us and just hang out with us, though, we do have the Discord at discord.gg/JumperScape. By the way, the Patreon was patreon.com/JumperScape. The Discord is also blowing up. We're almost at 300 followers, and that was our goal for the end of the year. So get us there, please. I would love to hang out with more of you guys.
Come join my cult.
Yeah, sure. Join him when you barely show up.
Yeah.
Dang.
They fawn for me.
They do.
Do they fawn for you anymore?
Yeah. I mean, they were whenever I won.
Yeah. Are you? Did you see them saying I should have replaced you?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Did they really?
What? Why? Okay, I did not expect the Keurig to make that sound after that moment. This is an episode.
This is an episode.
So moving on. Now that we've reached the end of the year, we're actually getting pretty excited because things are looking pretty good for.
Did I just make? Hold on.
Did you make the?
Oh, it's a vanilla.
You made the latte.
I did not know it was a vanilla latte.
Enjoy your latte. That was my last one,
it.
so I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. It was just the one I found.
That's probably fine because there's no other K-cups left. You would have had to make a pot of coffee, which, I wouldn't have minded.
I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to make a pot of coffee?
I've only used a Keurig in
Are
my
you
life.
serious? Are you for real?
Oh, do you have filters?
Yeah.
Oh, I do know how to make a pot of coffee.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Not in your coffee machine, only my industrial one at work.
So, for those of you listening on Spotify, if you would be so kind as to leave us reviews, ratings, that sort of thing, they help the show get out there to more audiences, and they also help our numbers greatly because we're actually getting close to 1,000 followers on Spotify.
Are we?
Yeah, in less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah. We are...
Tell your friends.
50 away. I think we're 50 away, and it's fantastic. Aside from that, I also need to mention today is the last day that you can order a Huragok plushie before the store closes for December. So if you're trying to get that Christmas gift for yourself or a loved one, perhaps apparently a boyfriend, because there's been a sudden influx of people getting them for gift purposes. And,
I wonder why.
And they're all mentioning boyfriends. So I'm like, well, go for it. So the Huragok plushies, I know they're all also in limited supply. So that's at Odd Duck Crochet.
You know who you are. If you happen to listen to this episode, I kind of want one.
So Odd Duck Crochet on Etsy, you can go there and order yourself up one. They're also customizable. There's only been like 1 or 2 orders that actually were customized. So take advantage of that.
Wait, how are they customized?
So
I'm genuinely curious.
One of them wanted their Huragok to have a birthday cake that was the same birthday cake from the Kilo 5 trilogy that this team had made for Sarah Nosman.
Mm-hmm.
And so she crocheted that. And then the other one was the same thing, except the Huragok was holding a lighter in reference to the ODST epilogue.
With Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
And we actually took some really good promotional shots of that because I have a Johnson Funko. So I just kind of...
That's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
I want one with sunglasses.
Order it.
Okay.
So aside from that, Lo-Fi Radio still going strong. It's actually gotten a lot of attention recently. So Halo 24/7 Lo-Fi Radio on YouTube. And aside from that, we don't have any other projects we're really needing any updates for. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So there's actually one more thing I need to take care of, but I need to get there first. So I need you guys to fill the dead air because this is going to take me just a small second, a small moment. Actually, I'm filling in the dead air by myself by just not shutting up.
I was going to say, you're just doing it yourself. Ask me a question and I'll go. Give me something.
Yeah, sure. So, Shane, how likely would it have been that you would have won the game show had you been in my place?
From what you're telling me, probably not great. And I would have been very upset because I have a much shorter temper than you. And if someone beat me because they got participation points for being in second place, I would have been very upset.
I'm not overly upset about it just for the fact that technically...
Well, what was the prize pool? I know there was money, but how much money?
Not yet. So the winners of this one get a trophy, and then after that trophy, at least I'm fairly certain that's what it was. And then after that trophy, there's another game coming up later down the line. I don't think I can actually say it, but there's another game coming up later on down the line that'll be like a championship bracket.
Okay,
that's going to be a quiz show including all of the topics that this game show has done for this season. So that'll be like Halo, Fortnite, Call of Duty. All sorts of games, which is good for me because I'm one eclectic gamer. Let me tell you that.
One eclectic gamer, dude.
What do you want?
You proud of that sentence?
Yeah. I use words you wouldn't even dream of using.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Name every location in Season 1 Fortnite.
Tilted Towers. Hold on. I can think about this.
No, that. We're going to
Dusty Depot.
There you go.
Tomato Town.
There's a lot of treasure at this one location. Some might call it Loot
Lake.
There you go. Okay.
I'm done.
I thought you were going to keep going.
No, I'm good. No, James, I cannot do that.
He's going to lose now.
That's fine.
He's going to lose.
I don't need to win.
You got to study, Bowie.
That's the thing. If they start asking Fortnite lore questions, I don't know what the lore is.
In Save the World.
There's one kid I got to worry about. There's this 15-year-old who got a almost perfect score.
Is he
on
McTwisted?
Yes, on the Fortnite trivia, and he is also in the top 100 players in the world. So he just loves Fortnite a lot.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
Anyway, so last thing before we move on to the actual topic of today's episode.
Yep.
Recognizing the patrons.
Oh boy.
You see, for the last two weeks, I've actually had to go in post because I keep forgetting to mention them here live on the air.
You're a terrible person.
I know. So, first and foremost, we want to welcome back our top patron. He had to go for a little bit, but by his own volition, he has returned. Ash at our precursor tier, the highest tier that we could possibly offer. He's getting all the goodies, and we're happy to offer it for him.
Thank you.
Dark Salad 42 at our chieftain tier.
Dark Salad.
Dark Salad.
I love the names.
It's amazing. But chieftain tier getting pretty much most of the goodies. Mr. Shifter at our one and only Oni
Mr. Shifter.
Tier. Yes, we have actually kind of like one in every tier almost. It's kind of fun.
Diversified.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mo Maggot Yowlin at specialist.
What?
As our specialist.
Oh my God.
Connor Clark as our Hell Jumper. And then we have our Marines, Brennan Pfeiffer. I think it's Pfeiffer, not Pfiffer. Pfeiffer.
What's our most popular tier?
Our most popular tier? Cadets, by far. Eliza, Milked Gator, and Vermin.
It's better than Lactating
Milked
Gator.
Gator.
It's probably the same person.
Oh, no. No.
He's no longer lactating. He has been milked.
Oh, my God.
And last but not least, our cadets. Austin Taylor, Damian Groth, Drew Ledbetter, Hayden Hamilton, Jacob Adlam, Pity 104, Tom Church, and Tyler Neal. Thank you so much for your support. It goes a long way in making sure this show can keep on being made because we can't do it So,
Because we
I can't do it anymore. He's had us captive in this room.
Because we can't do it. All right, now.
Help.
Gentlemen, it's time to get serious.
Ma'am.
Okay.
What?
Mom.
Did you say like George when he addresses Halsey?
Mom.
Gentlemen,
yeah.
Halo exists in Halo.
No.
What? Wait, really?
Yeah, in a way.
Can you explain that to me?
I mean, I could if you want to.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
I mean, I believe it.
And that's my cue.
So, like,
Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the library.
Do the games of Halo exist in Halo?
That part is a theory.
Because I remember seeing on Halo 2, if you go through the streets of New Mombasa, I don't know if it's an anniversary thing or if it was in the OG, but if you like look in the rubble, you'll see, like, if you just walk around and like you'll look at like flyers, you can see the cover for Halo 2 in the streets of New Mombasa or somewhere around there.
So that's the thing.
I don't know if it's
Isn't that a propaganda image by
a
Benjamin Giraud?
It is a propaganda image by Benjamin Giraud.
Okay.
The more damning evidence, if you want to go in that direction, would be Halo 4 in the very beginning having limited edition copies of Halo 4 lying around Dawn. Like, they really are just laying around. You can find like most of the debris is limited edition copies of Halo 4.
If Chief just sat down for like a couple hours and played that, he would have known what was going to happen.
What's even funnier is that there's actually a console. There's an Easter egg. There's a console underneath the cryo bay, and it'll retell the entire story of Master Chief up until that point. So plug some Halo 4 in there and get to stepping, and then you can take down the Didact better.
Wow.
Anyway, so if we're talking about actual canon appearances of Halo things, this is a wide range of stuff. This isn't just like the games or anything. The theory, though, to address that first, Shane, would be that the games technically would have existed because the Halo franchise is a propaganda tool created by Oni to try to get people interested in joining the UNSC.
So what you're saying is this theory is just riffing on exactly what the Five Nights at Freddy's games are?
Kind of, yeah.
Because those are all supposed to just be games based on the events that actually happened or
Specifically
something.
made by the crazed mind of a guy.
By this crazed
who was-
lunatic, and it's
Yeah.
just Scott Cawthon.
Yeah, it is just Scott. Imagine being told that there's a crazed lunatic that is using his demented imagination to create games that are scaring children across the world, and it's
And
just
to
Scott.
tarnish your brand.
And it is just Scott.
It's just Scott. Thank you, Scott.
No,
Thank you, Lord.
What I mean is, those games, the whole franchise, is just a theory. A game theory.
Thanks for listening.
He actually did release.
You can follow us today on discord.gg/JumperScape.
He actually did release a podcast version of his shows.
Okay.
Thank you, Shane.
That was not my joke. My joke was the podcast is over. That's the third time I've done that. this
Yeah, I
episode.
noticed. So, Halo Reach is canon in the franchise, technically.
I would hope so. I did play it.
In limited edition copies of Halo Reach, there are these little, like these pamphlets or something that's basically Oni telling you, hey, it's a different name. It's not called Halo Reach, but it's like, hey, this is a near accurate recreation of the events on Reach, and that you get to play through interactively. We've taken this from this museum, and now it's playable here in your home. That sort of thing.
Fun.
So that's entertaining, but there's even more than that. You kind of have to branch out a little bit more. Like most of the Halo soundtrack is existent within the Halo universe, such as the Halo theme is just a covenant prayer. I mean, we all know that already. Although I have to think about this. I've wondered this before. Prophet of Regret. You know, he's going, right? But then, Cortana
Which translates to
I shall light this joint and release its cleansing flame and burn a path into the divine beyond.
I was going to say, me and my awesome space guys are going to light this ring, and then we're going to be swimming in
It's It's like I don't get it. I like, is that really what the Halo theme means? It just means we shall light this holy ring.
We shall light this holy ring. Yeah, it sounds about right.
We should do that's probably more of an after show thing. But I was gonna say we should do an episode on Halo dubs.
We could certainly try.
I feel like that'd be an after show thing.
It probably would.
I feel like it would
show.
devolve into us quoting it a million times for like 20 minutes.
We could just do it
do a-
tonight for today's terminals.
We could.
I'm down. Planning ahead.
Sure.
Sick. But yes, the music, it's just simply canon. There's obviously some tracks that you can't tie back to anything,
Okay.
but the obvious ones would be things like Covenant Prayers, which is probably one of James's favorites, I'm betting.
That song is forever burned into my brain because of Halo 5 custom games.
I'm good.
He's still
going. Shane, what do I do?
What do you want from me? Yeah, what do you want
Bro,
me to
that was
do?
in my Spotify Wrapped in 2020.
That's
Oh my god.
that's amazing.
I'm not ashamed. I'm slightly ashamed.
You should probably.
I'm a bit ashamed. I listened to Gravelly Elites from the 343 era sing to me in the car multiple times.
in the car.
Enough to be in my top 5 music songs listened to that year.
Man,
I didn't have a music taste in 2020.
that's fair.
This has been a recent development.
Yeah. Aside from the music, there's obviously more than that. The cookbook is 100% canon.
Okay.
Which is just, I don't know to what degree it would exist in Halo canon because it wouldn't be called the Halo Cookbook. I don't really know what its actual name would be, but it exists.
United Colonies Cookbook, something like
Wild.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
that. Oh no, just throwing that
I mean,
out there.
maybe it's something like that, I suppose. Let me think here. I know that there's some. 343 Industries. They exist in Halo canon.
Interesting.
So they named themselves after a thing they probably didn't know was a thing?
No, so like 343 Industries in canon has a very specific thing that they're known for, and that's unicorn merch.
Oh.
Like they made Photos armor.
That checks out.
But they also made like all of the unicorn emblems that exist. I'm a proud owner of the ice one myself. I use it all the time.
There's ice in the fire unicorn in Halo 5.
Yes, there's an ice unicorn, fire unicorn, earth unicorn, and some other unicorn I can't remember. But
I had the
there's like
343 assault rifle skin.
I think there's like 6 in Infinite now.
I also had the assault rifle skin.
What did you guys do to get the? Did you just
I don't know in a
how I got
pack.
it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
wild?
That's how I got most of the I had in Halo 5 is through packs.
I think I noticed people teabagging me harder when I use it.
Oh, gentlemen,
Oh my god, do you hear that?
it's happening.
It's
Oh
It's
my
happening.
god!
You're not Connor. Don't pretend. How dare you stand when he stood?
I can scream. I always scream.
they're in the walls.
They're in
It's
the walls. Hello, caller.
All right,
Hello,
we're
sir.
gonna be getting our homeboy here for
All right,
the
question one.
Librarian's quiz show. He's not here yet, dude. That's not fair to our contestant. Oh my,
my God,
gosh.
he's here.
It seems that he's here. Wow, Mr. Zodiac, how are you doing today?
Living the dream, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
It's good to see you. It's good to have you here for the quiz show. Are you feeling confident for this? Are you feeling excited for this? Are you having fun playing Master Chief Collection according to Discord?
Bro,
What are you,
studying.
the government?
He's studying. Leave him alone.
Yes, joining us today is our good friend from the Discord server, Zodiac, who believes that Oni did nothing wrong, apparently.
Huh.
Are you
Interesting take.
willing to back that up with any like definitive statements on why you think that?
Absolutely not. I just like to cause bullcrap.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that. I was gonna say, but if you genuinely believe that, you need tested.
Well, yeah. Are you ready to get started so you can potentially wrap up your night with a good old 500 credits for Infinite?
No, let's go.
Sweet. All right. So, just to recap, you got 10 questions to answer. You can get 3 of them wrong. You get 4 of them wrong, I'm kicking you off my show. All right. It's completely
Your
over.
show.
You better not sell, or I'm
Listen here,
telling the whole
third
chat that
place.
you're selling.
Listen here, third place.
Listen
Okay,
here, third place.
hold on a second. All right, I didn't need that. I did
Yeah, look
not
at you
need
in
that.
third place, bro.
Dude, I
Totally legitimate third place. Weren't screwed over at all.
true or false? You can kill Johnson in Combat Evolved.
True.
It's true. That was that. Yeah. Anybody who's played Combat Evolved and walked up to Johnson was like, he'll get back up, and he never gets back up.
He wasn't intended to be a major character, and I don't even, if I'm correct, there wasn't even an intended sequel for Combat Evolved. So yes, you could just kind of kill it, even though it was kind of weird that you could kill him and then he'd be like in a cutscene or something like that.
You don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, you're not supposed. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be fun.
Next up,
Oh, yeah.
what year did Reach get glassed? Was that 2545, 2552, 2525, or 2531? I
Gotta
believe
think
in you.
about this.
I believe in you, bro.
What was 1 and 2?
That was 2545 and 2552.
I gotta say 52.
It was 2552. Same.
Woohoo! You started saying that like he was wrong, and I was confused.
I was like, huh?
No.
I was like, that's why I had to re-ask him, like, yeah, 52. My brain kept saying 42. I'm like, no, it's 52.
Yeah,
It's
most
52.
people got they get a sort of bit of a shock when they realize that most of everything that's important in Halo happened in 1 year, and more importantly, the trilogy happened in like a month. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that in the one episode. You're like, it literally was like the next day.
There's
2 to
so
3
much.
literally like an afternoon.
Yep.
Yes,
There's so much lore to Halo that hasn't even been like touched yet.
we got a lot to go.
Oh.
Speaking of a lot to go, how many Halo rings were made in total? Is that 7, 10, 12, or 15?
15.
It's very, very close. It was 12.
It is 12. God damn
Yeah,
it.
there were 12 original ones, and then the whenever most of them got destroyed, we had 7.
For some reason, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it went 15 and we destroyed and then it went to 12. So I'm like, there's the
If it
major
make-
and the minor rings. I'm like, which ones are which?
If it makes you feel any better, I found that question and I put that one on here and I didn't even know the answer.
Yeah, that's a fun thing. Shane is now our new source of questions.
Yes,
so
I make
if you
the
ever feel like
questions.
you get screwed over by a question,
I
blame
was
him.
really hoping you wouldn't say it was completely me. It's not when people mess up. They're gonna be
Everyone-
like, who designed these questions? And now I'm gonna get cooked for it.
Just know it's him.
Also, what about all this hate mail in Discord?
There's some I feel like the questions have been fair thus far.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Next up, what genre was Halo originally going to be? Was that a first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, a role-playing game, or a real-time strategy?
RTS.
It was an RTS.
There you go.
Bonus points if you can tell me what the game's code name was.
If you didn't ask me that, I could tell you. Now you just put me on spot. I can't think of it.
I can just
You'll get a life. You'll get a life.
Maybe
back if you
not.
get it.
Maybe not say it because we can use that for a future question.
but
Yeah,
what if he knows
yeah.
it?
Do you know it?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
It's one of those things, like, I could tell you that in casual conversation, but you put it
But
on
just
spot
since you're on the
right now, I got
spot,
nothing.
I get it.
It's you're all good, my friend. Next up, before Halo, Bungie was known for this famous franchise. Was it Marathon, Doom, Duke Nukem, or Game of War?
Marathon.
It was Marathon.
I chuckled at the Duke Nukem. I'm like,
Listen here, I'm the proud owner of Duke Nukem Forever Collector Edition.
should-
and I
Oh
have
my
to
gosh,
live with that for
what?
the rest
you
of my life.
should be proud of
Collector edition?
You should be proud.
that. Duke Nukem is
okay,
I
great.
am the proud owner of one of those. I'm not proud of it. I have to live with it. It is the worst guild I have to live with.
Did you get that knowing what was behind the case?
Yes. I waited too long.
Yes.
I committed. Like, I was a kid when it came. I was like, I'm getting this. It came. I'm like, what? Holy hell was that?
That's amazing. All right. Next
Like
up.
up till about 2 years ago, I had it displayed out in my house.
You might as well. I mean, that's something to be proud of because no one owns that game. Next up. Why did the Covenant declare war on humanity? Was it to prevent humanity from finding Halo? The prophets needed them dead so the truth of humanity wasn't uncovered. The humans attacked High Charity, or the gods demanded it.
This is a tough one.
The prophets were killing them for the greater good, or to keep their story going.
Yep, the prophets were just
Because they were to hold the.
What do you mean? It's definitely the last
Humanity was
one.
supposed to hold the mantle.
I mean, it's funny.
It's the last one.
It's funny because the gods demanded is just part of that.
The gods demanded it.
None of these answers are
One
necessarily
of the technical
incorrect.
ones would be like, technically, yes, I'm wrong. I'm right either way.
All right, you're about halfway there, so let's see if we can get you going. What is the name of the Grunt homeworld? Is that Doisak, Sangelios, Balaho, or Janjukom?
I know it's not San Healy.
How do you know that?
I think it's.
Stop that. That's not nice.
All I know is that he pronounced it wrong.
Oh yeah, I do believe it's D.
Janjukom?
Yeah.
It was James. Would you like to?
Balaho.
It's Balaho.
That's how that one grunt on Halo 5 that talks about how cool space is and stuff.
That doesn't
pronounces
mean
it.
that it's the correct
That's
way.
Joseph Staten right there talking. It's
just know-
Balaho.
Moving on. Why is Chief floating in space at the beginning of Halo Infinite? Is it because he's got that dog in him? Atriox released him into space. He tried to jump into escaping pelican, or he failed a parkour skip.
I feel like Atriox and parkour is the same one, so
If
it's Atriox.
your answer is indeed Atriox, and it is indeed correct. Personally, I think it's because he's got that dog in him, but
I feel like all four are the correct answer.
next up, you got two more to go, and
Hasn't he already won technically?
technically yes.
Yes, he's one, but let's just go
actually,
anyway.
no. If he gets the next two wrong, he loses.
No, he's only lost one life.
He's lost two, right? Wait, hold on.
No,
you're right. Yeah, no, sorry, James. I was trying to screw him over.
Oh,
I was
pay
trying to make sure he
attention.
didn't lose. He didn't win.
Pay attention.
Next, outside of the Master Chief, how many characters do you play as in the mainline Halo titles, including
This is why he got third place.
including Reach and ODST? Is it 5, 7, 10, or 15? I can repeat the question if we were being too funny.
no. Yeah, it's how many characters do you play in the mainline Halos?
Including Reach and ODST, yes.
Yeah, including, yeah. That's what I'm understanding. Okay.
In my opinion, I think this is the worst question out of all of them.
Yes.
I know, 'cause that's all I'm trying to think. I'm like, you play, you
Yep.
play a lot of people in ODST, you play dudes in Reach.
Is
Like,
this playable or only single player?
You play as them in the campaigns.
Okay, but
Yeah, I was like, I
Halo
assume you're
5,
talking
that's
about
8
campaign.
people.
Well, yeah, I forgot to actually count those ones.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
So,
Do they count?
So here, just to make sure that that you don't include this because I didn't for some reason. My brain is fried after today's game show, not including
Where he
Halo
got third
5.
place.
okay, not including Halo.
Not
okay.
including Halo 5.
Okay, so then can you repeat the numbers or the answers?
Yes, it was 5, 7, 10, and 15. Plus, I wouldn't count Halo 5 anyway. It's
So wait, you're not counting Locke?
no, because like
But he still plays him in almost all the missions.
I know, but now if I say that, the answer's not even on the board.
I think I just gotta shoot 10. Just shoot my shot at 10.
It was 7.
But not actually.
But
This
it
question
would
is
have
a
been
wash.
8. It would have been 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was. I made the question. Austin made the answers. This could have been handled.
Oh,
better.
I appreciate that, Shane.
you threw me under the bus.
It's your fault.
It's my turn to throw you under the bus.
Because it's not actually 7, it is
8.
13.
Well, I guess if you're no, because you have to.
If you want to
Wait,
count all
you
the
said it was
members of
8?
Fire
Yeah,
Team
no, it would've been
Osiris and
13,
Blue
yeah.
Team.
Yeah, so 7 plus 8. Right?
No,
That's 7
that's
plus
that.
8? No, it's not.
It's not. It's 15.
Oh, wait. -1.
Okay, can we
So
move on?
14.
Stop, let's move
14,
on.
everybody.
Let's move on.
The final answer was 14. You
Let's
got it
move
right.
on.
Anyway, last but certainly not least, at what age was the Master Chief put into the Spartan program? Was that 4 years old, 5 years old, or 6 years old, or 7 years old?
God damn it! Of course, I just read Reach not too long ago. The Fall of Reach.
Benjamin Giroux also says this fact with burning passion in Hunt the Truth.
Yeah, I was just listening to that at work too before I went to the hospital for my baby.
Out of pocket.
Congrats to
but-
that, by the way.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he just got back, I think, today.
Also, out
I
of
just gotta
pocket.
shoot it. It's 5.
Cassian Andor was in those fights since he was how many years old?
Oh, that one. It was not 5. It was 6.
Damn it.
They take them at 6 years old. But it's
Yeah, I
okay, you
thought
won
he won.
anyway, so
He
isn't
won,
that cool?
so it doesn't matter. He won.
You won the game. You won 500 credits. That's so based and cool. So congrats to you. So now,
I was just happy to be here.
so now that you've gotten your credits, you won't have it until the end of the show, but besides the point. What are you going to use them on? Is there anything in the store that you're like, man, I wish I had an extra 500 credits to get that stuff?
I don't know. I might just save up. Maybe put it towards the Master Chief bundle,
That is
the armor bundle.
That's a good call. There was one specific thing that I wanted from the store, and saving up is pretty much the only way you can get about anything that you want from that.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
that's kind of where I'm at.
is there anything else that you would like to say in your victory speech to all the folks in the Discord back home? Now that you've taken the podium on the victory stand.
I say just keep an eye on the giveaway channel. I'm pumping out skins and all that from the Mountain Dew game fuel codes and all that. I have tons of codes going to be pumping through that soon. So just keep an eye out, everybody.
Yes, please
I
do.
already posted one as of today.
And thank you very much
full
for that.
set.
It's very cool that you're doing that. It's very neat that we actually have a reason to put a giveaway channel in now.
This is a nice community. I love Halo. Like, I want to give back to this community.
We very much appreciate that and love seeing it. So thank you very much for that. Congratulations on the new baby. Very, very great. Very awesome. And
Thank you guys.
congratulations on your victory. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening, my friend.
You guys do. I'm going to bed. I'm very tired.
Go for it. You earned it. All right. So now that we're back to the show, which, baby based. Good job, man. That's difficult. As far as I was aware, before we were talking on the show, he was messaging me. He was like, I don't know if I'll actually be able to make it for this one because I don't know how long I'm going to be in the hospital. But he was able to get back in time. I messaged him this morning and he's like, yeah, we're actually...
Congrats.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Is it appropriate to sing happy birthday when a baby is born?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm not partaking in this.
Happy birthday, Zodiac
the
child.
baby.
Happy birthday to you. And many more.
I'm sure he thinks it's hilarious. But can you imagine his wife or girlfriend in the agonizing pain she is in the emergency room, just sitting there like trying to recover, and you two schmucks are singing "Happy Birthday"? I'd be so mad.
He can show this to his kid one day.
Yes, exactly. Just be like, look, these random schmucks on a podcast wish you happy birthday.
Maybe just don't show it to your lady. At least not now. Wait a little bit down the road. But I can just imagine like she's in the hospital, just went through, a bunch of shit. She's just sitting there trying to rest, and you two are just going at it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Now, admittedly, the topic for today is actually a little bit. It's a small one. Just because
we have one of those today.
My brain is fried from the game show, and also our original idea it fell through because of the game show. So I had to come up with something real fast, and this was the most interesting thing that I could think of because it is actually fascinating to me that there's actually things in Halo canon that exist in the real world. Like Queen.
Very fun.
That's just a random.
Or Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio is canon.
Well, I
The
mean, you
Battle
can
of
pretty much
Cleveland,
assume
Ohio.
anything in our current world exists in the Halo world except for Halo.
And except United Korea.
I mean, it existed at one point.
It might happen again. Maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe. It depends.
Well, Halo has the United Earth, so
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
Common
I
enemy.
said the things that exist right now
that's fair.
already existed in Halo because their past is our present, but our future is probably not their present. If that makes sense.
I hope not.
Did you follow your
Halo's
own web of thought there?
Halo's
That was pretty easy to follow.
It was pretty easy.
Halo's a terrifying universe. I don't want that to become canon.
I mean,
kinda want it to
the thing
become
is,
canon.
Halo is not that terrifying if you don't know about the horrors. Because aside from, like, if you don't know the Flood exists, which this is the average citizen here, if you don't know the Flood exists, don't believe the Covenant exists, and you just hate your government, it's pretty much just living.
It's pretty much just modern day America. We don't know the Covenant exists. We don't know the Flood exists. And we hate our government.
But now you have like really big buildings and there's other planets you can go to.
You know, occasionally, if you can even go to them, because
If you can afford
space travel is pretty expensive, apparently, and it's also complicated.
Unless you're broke and want to go live on a dirt colony by yourself.
I mean, a New Constantinople is great
You
this
can
time
kind
of
of
year.
get there
Yeah. I mean, it's-
somehow.
Would you live out in the Rubble? The Rubble was pretty chill before it was, used as a weapon.
No,
Why?
I wouldn't want to live there.
It's a great place.
Okay.
It's a great
I mean, it
place.
seemed like it was great at
I
the
like-
time.
I like the woods.
The woods. Okay, so let me think about this. If you like the wood, would you want outer colonies?
I don't know.
Would you want to be as far
I'd-
from the government as possible?
I would want to be as far from the Covenant as possible.
Okay, inner colonies it is.
Yes, outer colonies is getting ran through.
Here's the thing. Taxes suck.
but so
but
does
I'd
getting
rather
melted
the
at 10,000
taxes
degrees Celsius.
Than being f***ing disintegrated.
I'd rather be taxed and not die.
Like wake up one day and there's just a goddamn purple ship hovering over me.
Oh,
and it's
look at that.
Shooting a goddamn people melting beam onto the
Oh, ain't
no
that
way
something?
the sun is vaporizing. We won't be able to do that ever
No,
again.
we can't.
That one joke was perfect for the time.
Yes.
And
Now we can't ever do it again.
the episode 19 with Oni, where we were talking about the cover up on New Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. We're just, what a beautiful, just glass immediately.
We have a whole short for that. It's really
We do.
fun.
It's great.
I
It took
love
me a
it.
second, but I'm like, I get it. I understand now.
Aside from that, I mean, there's always just the theories. What
A
actually
game
exists?
theory.
The games exist. The whole franchise likely exists.
The ammunition and some of the weapons. Like, I'm pretty sure.
if we really want to get down to that
Right.
nitty-gritty, yeah.
Right. I forget what it was, either the assault rifle or battle rifle that takes 5.56 NATO.
No, I'm pretty sure the assault rifle takes 7.62.
Was it 7.62? No,
Yeah.
you're right. It was 7.62.
And then the EMR takes like some big bullet.
Experimental.
Now, if we're talking about like the inclusion of things that exist now but are just carried over 500 years into the future, the Deagle. There's this. I think it's a general or a colonel. One of the first operations the Spartans go on while they're 14 years old and only have tech suits, no armor or anything.
I forget what Halo it is. I want to say Halo 3, but I could be wrong. They mentioned World War II. Like, obviously, that's.
The bunker.
The bunker, they used it in some war in the 20th century.
Huh.
So that whole.
They don't give a shit about it anymore. They call it some war.
I mean, it's accurate to how war history usually goes.
I mean, when
It's
you
like, this
have
is the worst
literal
war ever.
fucking aliens raining down from the sky, I'm sure it's going to overcast World War II.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe just a tad. you got alligators with spacesuits on coming down and slicing people up with energy swords. I'm going to forget about World War II.
But aside from that, I don't really know a whole lot of like. I'm sure that there's more, but in terms of what is currently presented, I mean, we're just talking about references by this point. Whatever existed in the past exists in Halo. That's probably why its sci-fi is so different. Is just because it incorporates how we currently exist, but evolves it pretty accurately, I think. Except for like 500 years in the future, I think we would be farther along in technology.
Maybe.
Because I only say that because our technology has exponentially grown.
I mean, in some areas, but I feel like that level of space travel is still, honestly, probably even further away, or if even possible.
Depends on if slip space is real.
It's probably not.
Give me that Shaw Fuji. What is it?
Shaw
Fujikara-
Fuji.
The Shaw Fujikara drive. Give me that.
Okay.
That drive is the one that they use to access slip space. Yeah.
It's probably complete pseudoscience.
What if it's not though? What if? No, can you read?
Oh, so you're telling me some genius writer at Bungie in 2001 figured out space travel
No, hear me
while
out.
writing Halo?
Particle accelerator.
Here's the thing. The concept. No, listen.
Let me just get into the mainframe, Austin.
the concept of it might have just whatever. Like, you can think of the concept, but obviously, like, some random Joe Schmo at Bungie didn't like figure it out. Like, he figured, oh, it can do this, and he just gave it some random name that sounded 500 years into the future, like that kind of event. Like, I'm sure the concept, like, at some point in human, our lifespan, not our lifespan, but humanity as a whole, like, they'll probably figure something out.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll blow ourselves up before any of this is
it's
possible.
looking very likely, but
Maybe blowing ourselves up is what pushes us to do better.
Okay.
that was deep.
You can tell that to the goddamn crows when you're a corpse.
Well, that's depressing. I lost my train of thought.
That was a deep line.
I was gonna say.
Nope.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, by the end of the 2020s, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put people on Mars.
Yeah, I did hear about that. My brother signed up for that trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Is
Really?
he getting in?
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Isn't it-
Probably not.
Because he gets high all the time. So
Isn't
probably
it?
not.
I mean, they need capable people to go over there and start a colony on another planet.
Yeah, exactly. He's
There's-
not going to be capable.
There's got. I mean, you got.
What could he do?
What could he do?
Terraforming.
I mean,
grow plants.
one of his nicknames is because he's a small guy, like smallish guy who is very good at doing things like climbing and stuff in warehouses. His nickname is Monkey Man. So maybe they need.
He can go to Mount Olympus on Mars. I believe that's the name of the mountain on Mars.
That's wild. Send him to the top of Mars.
I'm pretty sure there's a big mountain on Mars, and I'm pretty sure it's called Mount. I think it's called Mount Olympus, and it's like in our galaxy, it's the highest point of elevation. But yeah, I mean they do need capable people to go over to completely colonize, terraform, and build a literal atmosphere on
they need
Mars.
to send one influencer with all the equipment they need to keep on posting
It's,
to TikTok.
Here's a progress update on the terraforming of Mars.
He does it now.
God.
He does it now. We'll get it probably
Based on a true
when we're
story.
55. We'll probably get that message when we're 55.
Now I'm just picturing sending like rice gum up there.
what
to
would
Mars.
Imagine this. Imagine this is kind of getting off topic, but imagine this. Imagine like you wanted to play Xbox with someone on Mars.
That'd be wild.
How in the blue hell?
It's probably there'd probably be a lot of lag.
2,000 ping.
Satellites.
I get 2,000 pings sometimes on Earth.
Oh man, there was something that I wanted to bring up and now it just completely escaped my mind. But I wanted
We were
to
talking about internet connection, Mars, terraforming. I'm just saying so it jogs your
Rice
memory.
gum.
Your brother.
hold on. Now
Monkey.
you're flooding my brain. Okay,
Mount
hold on,
Olympus.
No,
Nightmare.
Tear off your skin.
There's bugs in your skin.
There's sand on the ground.
Pull off your skin. Poor Ashton. I hope Ashton doesn't hear this.
Oh
There's
gosh,
sand dropping from the ceiling.
I'm trying to remember.
Only you
I'm
can
in
say
your
it.
walls. Tear off your skin. There's sand coming from the ceiling.
I'm trying to remember. What was it? No.
Internet connection?
No, it's not about that. It's no.
We might have to come back to it.
Probably. I'll never remember it again. It's fine. We've basically already gotten to the end of the show, so we're gonna just move on to the Q&A section. This was shockingly fast, given the context of the fact that we didn't have anything to really talk about. So, I mean, we talked about stuff though.
We did it.
We did indeed talk about stuff.
We talked. That's what
We
most
did.
people want. I
We
think.
spoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Questions.
Thank you, Adam.
Saiyan Rage asks, would you rather play another Monopoly round or watch a Browns game without being able to open your mouth?
I pick Monopoly. That's for sure.
I pick Monopoly, and I'm starting to really hate Monopoly, if that tells you anything. It is a literal factory of sadness. The amount of profanities that come out of my mouth any given Sunday watching the Cleveland Browns try to play football is absolutely asinine.
I will say, we have no business being 7-4 at the moment, so I'm actually not complaining given our situation.
I mean, it could be worse.
We are about to have 4 quarterbacks start in one season, and we are still having a winning record.
It could be worse. We could be the Giants.
Whatever the hell's going on in New York, I don't know.
It's not good. It's not good. Or Tennessee. Sorry, Matt, if you happen to listen to this.
Everyone forgets they exist. They're this bad right now. The New England Patriots.
Mac Jones.
I feel so bad for him.
So do I.
Like, he's coming up to the podium and he's just like...
That's a whole other can of worms. We're going to have to just...
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I know. Trust me.
I feel so bad.
But,
he's just like up there. He looks like he's going to cry.
No,
He's like, I just got to get better. Like, and I'm like, damn, dude, what they do to you?
Belichick. What has Belichick done to you, man?
This man gave him no weapons, nothing.
There's nothing they can do.
He plays like shit, and then it's like, I gave it all I had.
I gave you all I had.
All right, next question.
Sure. Turbo Furby asks.
What?
Asks, Uno stream when?
Oh, I like that idea.
Tonight.
No. It is already going on 11.
Are we talking about...
Well, tonight is tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight's tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
This show
We're
goes
recording
up at noon.
on Wednesday. It goes up on Thursday. So when I say tonight, that means tomorrow.
It goes up on noon and noon on Thursdays.
Oh.
Yeah.
This man thinks we're live.
That'd be fun. But
are we talking like Xbox Uno or like...
Oh, Xbox Uno doesn't work anymore.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Remember the last time we tried to play it?
Yeah. What about
It doesn't work.
Well, maybe
it
it
doesn't work.
I saw an update.
Maybe they fixed it. But
We can try it.
it just when you load into it, it just literally loads. That's it. Just you can close it out, you can uninstall it, reinstall it. It doesn't happen for everybody. But 9 times out of 10, that's what happens.
I have the oldest Xbox known to man.
You have Uno.
I guess just for the sake of speed, probably doing it on Xbox would be best if it works. Lactation of truth.
Oh my god.
Listen, the lactation meme has become a huge thing in the server. There's now 5 different people in the server that have a lactation meme.
Okay, that's fine.
So we actually have the prophets now. Lactation of truth, regret, and mercy. They all exist.
Ah, cool.
There's actually 2 lactations of regret.
One of you has to change. Whoever was second, sorry.
We need a minor prophet.
But yeah, what do you want to know?
Are you planning on doing more video podcasts?
Maybe.
Dude, the answer is just yes.
Yes.
I'm literally building the studio downstairs.
Yes.
So that's up to Austin.
I didn't want to reveal all the cards. God.
I've been talking about it for the last few weeks.
No, you haven't.
In the server.
You sound crazy.
You just don't pay attention.
I only pay attention when I open the server. And, sometimes I just don't see.
But yes, I've been talking about it. The video podcast thing is a thing that I very much want to pursue. It's just more a matter of figuring out how best to do it and how soon we can do it, which probably not anytime soon, but that's...
The real big jump is whenever we decide to go live.
That will be interesting.
If that happens.
I would need to make sure I'm not living in a rented location. Next up, from Aussie ODST. Why do you think there hasn't been a team put together to work on anything story-related, be it a quick and easy campaign DLC or a side game?
They have bigger fish to fry.
I think there is, but I just don't think they're going to tell us about it.
I honestly have a feeling that Shane's right. There is. They just don't have anything ready to show or ready to announce.
Well, I mean, look what happened when they showed something that wasn't ready. They got cooked at E3. It wasn't good. So I think it's very unrealistic to think how well 343 listens to feedback, and they know how much the Halo story means to the fans. I think it's unrealistic to think that they don't have some type of team put together to start working on. I bet my life that they have something working. Right, it might be in very just
it might
writing.
just be on storyboard and writing right now,
yeah.
or it could be halfway through development, and
We don't
it's
know.
coming next fall.
I mean, we got AI in
knows?
Forge. We've been asking for AI in Forge since we were children, and they just casually dropped it. Like, hey, AI's coming to Forge, and everyone's just like, what?
Yeah,
And
that's
kinda-
Michael's score right there.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, you don't know what they're doing. Like, one of the biggest features ever in Halo that people have been asking for since the mid to late 2000s is just like they just casually dropped it in an update. Like, it wasn't like no big like relaunch of the game. It was just like a new season. Like,
And one of the first things that they make is Pokemon.
yeah. I mean, it's great. It's one of the best things that they could have added to Infinite, and it's I think that's a big part of what's turning the game around is just the fact that they put AI in Forge because there's so much potential.
It's so much fun.
I just think you just don't know what they're doing behind.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, and that goes for anything, let alone just a story. But I mean, considering they want to make this like the main Halo platform, in their words, for like the next 10 years, I think it's unrealistic to think that we're just not going to get another Halo campaign or something that moves the story along. They got to have something. I just imagine they would have something, but they're just obviously not going to tell people because then they're just going to get harassed over it.
Yeah.
They're not. People aren't going to be worried about anything else, and I understand. Like, and rightfully so. Like, if they said they had something for in a campaign expansion in the works, I would want to know too. But they have other stuff that they're working on as well for the multiplayer. That's going to come a hell of a lot sooner. That the campaign's just going to have to take a back burner and let them take their time with it.
Yep.
But yeah, if that answers your question, I think there is. We're just not going to know about it anytime soon. Or like James said, they'll just randomly be like, hey, this is coming next season. Like, it could be already halfway done. Like, who knows? Because I mean, the game's been out for almost 3 years at this point. Oh, not a little over 2. But it's just who knows what they've been doing in that time frame.
Yeah. The only details that I have is just stuff that I get to see as somebody who's actively job searching, for example. I think it's important to always job search, even if you're in a good career. But I was searching around, and there was an audio director position open for 343. I applied, didn't get accepted, but obviously.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I think that would have been fun. But the audio director position is something interesting to me because if they're looking for a new audio director, I mean, it kind of just exposes how much of their team they lost with those layoffs because that's a lot of people that suddenly just kind of vanished. It's a lot of people to replace, and they might still be replacing those people to this day. Probably isn't that easy finding people in the massive pool of like these days. It's like it's not finding the talent that's difficult. It's finding the game changing people in the talent pool. Because back like 20 years ago, your talent pool was someone that knew how to make a game. But these days, a lot of people know how to make a game. So now what do? You got to find people who not only know how to make a game, but they know how to make a game groundbreaking. And those are the people that you need. That's the hard part.
That's just another thing too. Just keep an eye on their job postings, and that can give you an idea of what they're going to be doing or what they're looking for. LinkedIn is huge.
They're posting them everywhere on LinkedIn.
Yeah, there's. I mean, it's a AAA company. I feel like all AAA companies are usually hiring out the ass. But I mean, if you look at like what they're hiring for, you can probably get a good idea of what, and like you can go to the job description and like look what like you're going to be doing if you were hired, and that can give you some good insight.
Yes. So, last question for today. Flyboy Pfeiffer asks, who would you cast to play Noble Team if it were a live action movie or show?
Relative unknowns who would not want to just constantly be unmasked.
Okay, so like a more fun answer if you could.
I mean, there's only 2 that go unmasked the whole Halo Reach campaign. That's Noble 6 and Emil.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you want to have big names, but at the end of the day, I also think you should find celebrities who actually like, and I'm sure they're out there that know something about Halo.
Who was the dude that played Killmonger?
Michael B. Jordan.
Him as Emil.
Emil, yeah, he would make. If Samuel L. Jackson was about 15, 20 years younger, I'd say Samuel L. Jackson because Samuel L. Jackson has a tendency to play every black guy in every movie ever. But I mean, he's great though. That's the thing. Samuel L. Jackson's great, but he's just
fantastic.
getting. I mean, if he's unmasked, who cares if he's aged a little bit? I think he can make a great Emil.
Mm-hmm. Okay, James, hit me with another actor. Who's the guy who plays the sheriff in Stranger Things?
DK Harbor.
Whoa.
I know my Stranger Things.
Good job. That guy as George.
Hopper as George.
Yes. Because he's already pulled off a really interesting accent. Like
he'd have to hit the gym really hard.
Mhm.
That's fine if he's willing to hit the gym.
And also he's a bit
hard.
old.
Well, yeah, but George looks old.
Oh my god. He fits the look, like the face. If you buzz his hair and get he kept the mustache.
Like we're talking 25, 52. George would have been in his 40s or 50s.
The most recent season of Stranger Things. I mean, did you see how much weight he lost in the Russian prison for that role?
He could definitely like that.
He could bulk up.
George would have been. In
When
his
were the
40s.
Spartans kidnapped?
They were kidnapped in like 2510s.
Were they?
Yeah. They were teenagers when the Covenant attacked.
'Cause I thought Chief was. Never mind.
Chief was 41 at the time of Halo Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm thinking.
I want to say. I mean,
Kat is a hard pick.
I want to.
because I'm trying to think of an actress that looks like Kat, and I'm struggling.
Who's the woman from? This would probably be more. God, neither of you guys have really. You've seen it before, but like recently.
Mia Khalifa.
You haven't seen the original Avatar movie, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Mhm.
Okay. The really, really good-looking turncoat that helps the natives.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Let me real quick.
She
pull up
plays
that
a
IMDb.
pilot. She plays a female pilot in every military movie she's in.
Okay, so we have Michelle Rodriguez as Kat. We have
Michael B. Jordan as Emil.
we have
DK Harbour as George.
and then
So we need
not
6.
Tom Cruise as Carter, not Tom Cruise.
Okay, you made that very clear.
Henry Cavill is Carter.
I don't know who that is.
Superman.
The newest Superman.
I didn't watch the new Superman.
Okay, he was in Mission Impossible. He's the one that was known for cocking his fists before he used them.
Okay.
He was also The Witcher. That guy.
He's an epic gamer.
I was honestly, I kind of, just because of his voice, I could imagine Brad Pitt.
No.
I'm picturing his voice. I can hear it. Like he could match that tone very well. Face, not so much, but voice. He's got the gruff tone to it. Very good points, James.
No.
Nuh-uh. The f*** you mean, nuh-uh?
I love Brad Pitt, but I don't see it.
I see it. That's okay.
He doesn't look like him at all.
I'll agree on Henry Cavill and leave it at that. How about that?
Yay. I got one.
So for June is difficult.
Steven Yeun. Can you imagine him bald being like,
Say shave
take
him.
that hat off and lead it?
He's got to get the tattoo on the side of his head.
No, it's not Steven Yeun.
No,
I love you, Steven Yeun.
You'd
though.
have to try.
He couldn't pull off the tough guy.
June will remain as someone who is nameless and gets casted because they needed a really I can't think of any actor who could do June, dude. Who's the dude who was really well known for being like, he was a bad guy but now he's a good guy, I guess, in Fast and Furious?
I stopped watching those movies so long ago.
I never watched any of them.
They've milked those so hard. I have no idea.
I'm
The Rock.
That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, we'll just go with The Rock as June.
I mean, he's bald.
Get your candy ass over here, Six.
And then Noble Six can be almost anybody. Noble
And
Six
listen
has
to the
Noble Six is
Millions.
Steve Downs.
Noble Six has like less than 10 lines of dialogue and never takes his
Noble
helmet off.
Six can be played by that one guy that plays as Kevin Flynn's son in Tron Legacy.
You're the only person I think in here who's seen Tron.
You've never seen Tron?
Nope.
No.
Neither of them?
No. Did
Not even
care
when it
enough.
was at a
no.
height?
No.
No.
I mean, it's okay. You guys can like not hop onto really good movies. It's okay. You probably haven't even seen Bullet Train, have you?
No.
You're both diesels. Anyway.
What is that nerd?
Oh, you got what a nerd. You're gonna say that on this show? This show that I
Yeah.
got you into?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the coffee work on you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of things to
Connect
say.
Joyride.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Next week, we will have to figure out what we're going to be talking about because, again, the plan got a little bit messed up by the game show today. So I'm going to figure it out, but it will be all smoothed out by next week. And hopefully Connor will actually join us instead of being dead. So thank you so much for listening. Again, go to patreon.com/JumperScape if you want to help support the show and our future productions. And go to discord.gg/JumperScape if you want to talk to us personally. We love hanging out with you guys, and it's great to see the community grow. So thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for giving your time, and we will see you guys next week on the library.
The Library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.